guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving one of my favorite cars, the S2000, the car I never should have sold. This is my friend Tommy's car. It's a 2006, same year as mine. So it's an AP2 with the 2.2 liter inline 4, 6-speed manual. This is probably the best gearbox you'll ever use. Now he has some, well, one modification he has is the, I can't see, blind spots. One modification, whoa, is this Recaro seat. And he's shorter than me, so I'm packed in tight. Amazing rear drive, 8,000 RPM redline. So the AP2s, the redline dropped from about 9,000 to about 8,000. It's really noisy in here with the top down. I have the top down for a reason, just so we don't get all the wind noise for the heads-up display. Such a light, nimble car. Just over 2,800 pounds. Very noisy in here, especially with the top up. In at 6,000 RPM. So just a fantastic car. I should have never ever sold mine. I was unemployed, I had no money, had no job, so I had to sell it. I've had two of these, that's how good they are. Whatever you choose, the AP1, the AP2. So I like the AP2 better, I think it looks better. But I like the handling better too. That's the main reason. Oh, that's the main reason why I prefer the AP2s, is mainly the stable handling. This was a mistake, going after this guy. He's not gonna let us by. So now it is a bouncy car. If you're over, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm the biggest you wanna be in this car. If you're over 6 feet, this car really has to be a permanent convertible. One downside, and Honda's thought of everything with all the controls here centered for the driver, is the fact that you can't adjust this steering wheel. So if you're tall, you got a problem. Now, 2006 was the first year of the electronic throttle, also the stability control. So a lot of people like the 04s, 05s better because they have, you actually have a throttle cable, so your response to the engine is a little more immediate. It knows exactly what you're doing because it's not going to a computer first. They made a lot of 04s and 05s, so they're the cheapest. In 04, they had a $299 a month lease. In 2005, they had a $329 a month lease. These were about $34,000 brand new. Values now, when I'm shooting it, have really changed in the 2 years I've had my car. The an 04 with 100,000 miles is probably about 20 grand. 50,000 mile car is probably about 25. A 30,000 mile car is about 30. And for a 5 or 10,000 mile car like I had, people want 40. It's definitely a $20,000 to $30,000 driving experience. I don't think I would go higher than that. Oh look, a Lotus Esprit. Did you guys see that? I hope that came out. That was one of the first ones. That's an early one. That's like an 86 and 84. I got to turn around. You would think this guy's killing me here. Now it is bouncy and rough. If you're coming from like, I don't know, a Boxster or something, you're going to think this drives like a pickup truck because it is rough. But if you want to autocross on the weekends, you probably don't really have enough power to do a track day, but you could certainly do some autocross here for sure. Let's turn around and go back. Fuck it, let's follow this Turbo S. full chalk Turbo S convertible. Now this is rear drive. He's got all-wheel drive. This is probably one of the best shifters, stock shifters I've ever experienced. The throws are so short, you'll think you have a great aftermarket shifter, but it's actually factory. Good car to learn stick on too, because it's because the clutch is nice and light. Heel toe's not perfect the way the pedals are. I cheat a little bit because I got a size 13 foot, so I can kind of roll my foot. See how loud it is in here if you keep the revs up? The power's all up high, so they gave you a little extra torque with the AP2s. The 06 have some suspension tweaks, and they also have better seats. So all those little changes do make a difference, but you won't go wrong with either one. 2000s and 2001s have the plastic rear windows, so you definitely want to get at least an 02 or up. And also they had that suspension that liked to oversteer, that had that snap oversteer. They settled that down in 02, 03. So if I was going to get an AP1, I would probably go for the 03 because you're getting the best version of the AP1. AP2s, I don't think it matters so much. I upshifted a fourth just so you guys can hear me. We're going to go down to third. See, very easy to heel toe. And we'll probably turn around and head back. Drive this car all day. This Recaro seat, of course, is aftermarket, but it really hugs you in. Ah, should turn around there. You can get a little oversteer with this car, especially to the untrained driver. Alright, so my friends are following me, so let's give them a chance to keep up. And they're in a Boxster GTS, which you've probably already seen a video of me reviewing in a Carrera T. Alright. Alright, so let's go. It's definitely a better driving experience with the wind down. It's a little claustrophobic in here. You know, if you're thin, you won't mind it. If you're heavy, you probably want the top down. It'll be hard to get into even the regular seats. Look for all the VIN tags. These cars were cheap for so long. They've been so modded. Make sure it has the 10 VIN tags, or if it doesn't, then you know why. Just a bumper replacement is no big deal, but you don't want any bad accidents because these are twitchy cars, and the last thing you want is not be able to lose control in turns like this. We'll shift just so you can hear me. That's a normal speed for this road. These make great autocross cars, especially the AP1. So which would I get, AP2 or AP1? For the autocross, I would take the AP1 in 02 or 03 with the suspension settled, which is the best iteration of the car. There's a lot more grip here than you think, but it still rewards skilled driving. For the street though, I take the AP2. It's much calmer, less forgiving. You can throw it into turns at faster speeds and not worry about that snap oversteer. And now we caught some traffic. All right, so what else can I tell you about the S2000 values? You know, I think they're going to come up, continue to appreciate. 66,000 cars were made. 66,000. So to put that in perspective, you got 8,900 for the NSX. So you essentially have 8 times as many S2000s, 7 or 8 times as many than you see NSXs. You see NSXs going for 6 figures. That's going to continue to appreciate because that's a lot of people's dream car. Certainly a Honda S2000 is a dream car of mine, but people that are trying to get the NSX, that's probably like the ultimate goal, like my NSX. But this is a lot of that driving experience. It's a crazier experience. The NSX has a lot of luxury to it. So the NSX is faster, but the VTEC isn't pronounced. This is like an on-off switch. When we're under the VTEC here, it feels like we got no power at all, just sound. And it's not until that VTEC kicks in, it's very abrupt, and it almost feels like the car was turbocharged and it just all of a sudden accelerates, where you don't get that from the NSX. The power band is more linear, and even on the early NSXs, you shift and you're out of VTEC. So here, the S2000, you shift at that 8,000 RPM red line, and then obviously you keep yourself in that VTEC. So see, we get a little oversteer there. You feel like you're going faster than you really are. You feel like, especially with the top down, you're going 60, you feel like you're going 100. Most cars, you're going 100 and it feels like 60. All right, so I might have to end the video here. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. One of my favorite cars, the Honda S2000. Definitely try to drive one. Definitely try to buy one.